Why do you think it is hard, you mentioned, to do this process engineering? Is it just because it's time consuming and cumbersome and there's a lot of friction there to describe the systems and explain the processes? And it's not really like you can't just do it and it gets auto documented for you, really, right?
I think my last company experience is interesting because my main users were internal. They were scientists, and this is not a world view that they're used to thinking about in terms of like, we're going to describe what we're doing in our lab as a graph of things, of tasks. And they're really writing like procedures, operating procedures. And it's a big document with hierarchies of things, and next you do whatever, and next you talk to this machine and set up these protocols. And so the idea of looking at it as a graph of tasks and how they interact, how you interact with that, and annotating it with, here's the data that I need, here's the pre-steps that have to happen before I can start this task, here's the controls I have, here's the failures that could happen in this situation. That level of detail, they're just not used to writing out. And you can understand that because that's not usually it's not useful to them in their day, because they know how to handle those situations, and they're familiar with equipment, they're familiar with the work that they're doing. It's what they've been trained to do. That's what they've been doing in their career. But it doesn't, when you try to scale, and this is where the problem comes in, when you try to scale it, you try to understand more about the metrics of it, the data artifacts, the other things you might be able to get on the system, then you need that process engineering to understand that. If I'm going to automate something, you have to be able to draw me a picture of what you do and tell me all the facets of it. And so that's just a hard conversation to have. And so I had varied success when I did that with these. Some people really pushed back hard. They're like, I don't know why would I have to do this? Here's the thing I'm doing. Here's the procedure I have. It works fine for us. And others were like, sounds interesting. The diagram looks interesting, but I don't quite understand it. And then when they engage on it at different points in time, they all of a sudden they're like, oh, okay, I can see some value in this as maybe as a way to document what we're doing in a different way. And that's a great opener, right? If you see value in drawing the picture, and I can take the picture or one of these tools and do something with it, actually build a system, that's great. And so I had that sort of cool, like, range of responses for people.